Hello, everybody. I'm from NETIO Products. We are producing network power sockets, and no problem. And let's try. Yeah. And we are a member of Alliance around 1 year, and I'm here today being proud to show first piece of real IQRF product, because normally we produce mainly LAN and Wi-Fi based network power sockets. So, what do you mean by network power sockets? Basically, it's standard power sockets connected as a prolonged device, connected to the network. So they are networked. It can be connected to Wi-Fi, of course. And what it's doing is simply switch on or switch off the power. Nothing more. It can measure even the power consumption, nothing less. Question is, how many applications like that exist all around us? There are so many standard analog systems connected to the power plug that you will be surprised. With the coming industry of things and Internet of Things, all these devices will be necessary to connect to the network. And this is the way how to do it. Very shortly, who we are. We are a local company here from Prague. We are focused to B2B customers. So that's quite unique. And first, I would like to start with one usage case. It's a company, everybody knows them, and they have their showroom, which have to be packed to the boxes and shipped to the remote location several times per year. And they are using our power socket units to control the light and all the gadgets for the show. And they are very happy because of that. They can set up the system very quickly in Auto Show, Geneva, Frankfurt, Paris, all the other locations. So, a few main features about our company. Number one, we are unique because we are oriented to M2M app integration. We have plenty of protocols implemented, so we can talk with more or less any software on the market. Second, we are a European company, which means a lot of things. Basically, we are a long-term manufacturer, and we believed in security. And last one, it's quite a unique feature. Our products are programmable. And what does it mean in terms of integration? I said our NETIO products can be connected to different various softwares, but in the real market, there are mess in protocols, there are mess in standards, so we support more or less all of them. We are ready to be integrated with third-party software, so our customers, our companies doing the audio systems, doing the cash machine systems, doing all the kind of equipment, and they need simple power sockets as something to be controlled remotely over the network. Currently on the market, there are more than 30 manufacturers of this kind of devices. But almost none of them are business-to-business oriented. And if you need something like that in your system, it's very complicated to find. And we are quite friendly for the developers and for long-term partnerships in this meaning. And of course, today we have to be IoT and we have to be Industry 4.0. That's necessary. Second, you can see some of our protocols. It's so much, then the product you can see here is a power socket, which can be controlled over LAN or Wi-Fi, has a SIP, so every single power socket here has its own telephone number. And you can control that by the ringing by phone. Of course, you don't want to ring it by a phone you have in your pocket, but phone system which is installed in the building to control the access control to the building or things like that. As I said, we are a European company, so we do believe in LAN security. All security implemented from very early place in the products. We follow all the certification. We are stable in long-term point of view. We have most of the products in robust metal housing. We have all support documentation and everything. And we have backward compatibility. So once you start, it's necessary to be able to keep going even in the future. This is a little bit issue with IQRF now in these days, but we are doing our best to have the same behavior even on the wireless mesh network. Last one thing, we are programmable. To have a power sockets which are programmable, it sounds strange. Why you need it? But as Vladimir Schulz today said, he wants that IQRF network will be able to work locally without cloud. It's necessary to be able to do it even with standard power sockets sometimes. So we can be programmed by the Lua. Lua is something strange. Give me features. Does you know anybody Lua? Wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 10. Super, thank you. Lua is programming language from Brazil. It's programming language which is quite similar to Python, something between Python and C. It has one unique feature. If the programmer makes a mistake, means he makes a mistake and script doesn't work, only his script doesn't work. It does not affect the whole ecosystem. It does not affect the whole device, which is quite important in case you have many customers which are doing their own applications. So we have a lot of application nodes, where we publish how to write your own scripts in Lua. And Lua programming is not for dummies, but it's not rocket science. By the way, most of the kids today knows Lua, because in Minecraft, they are programming their own behaviors of their own figures in Lua, because Minecraft do Lua from the same reason. And the same like IT guys today love Linux, Raspberries, or things like that. They are very complicated with high voltage output. So we can be their gateway to this real world and to these applications. Okay, let's go back to the usage cases. For example, we have customers which are using our products as a Lego bricks in their IT system to save the energy. So they switch off several power sockets during the night or during the weekends, and it can save a lot of energy on office locations. We have a lot of customers for vending machines, because in vending machines it's very important to be able to have independent control above the power for your main computer, and this power can be controlled locally from this main computer, even from the cloud. That's quite unique. It's a bit strange for me, but we have a lot of customers in wind power plants. I would say that wind power plants is something where everything is on the screws and everything on electrical shelters, but not every time. And we have customers in this area. And now I'm moving to the most interesting product for us today here, and that's IQRF version. First, I would like to start with a question. How many types of power sockets do you think are common in Europe, or let's say in European Union? Show me your hands. 5, 3, 2? A few? No, it's not so bad. No, 7 not. First one is type E, which we have here locally, with France mainly. The most popular is Sugar type, which is more or less all continental Europe. As I said, continental British are different as usual, with Ireland hand by hand. And there are two specific things. First one is Swiss type, which is different and compatible only with some power plugs for low current, and a special type for Italy. So we have 5 main power plugs, plus European version, plus some other countries like Israel, where are totally different. So we need this kind of power plugs to be controlled from our application. And because I like the idea of IQRF mesh network, I have a vision of the product. The product have to be standardized. So your application have to be global, control the power plugs from the cloud, have to be local, to control it through the local gateway, or it have to be possible to use box by box, something very easy. That's why we are participating on the standards, and we are doing everything the best to be standardized device as much as possible, hand by hand with the IQRF team. So, the product I would like to present you today is very first sample of NETIO Cobra IQRF. I have here a sample. Please send it. Thank you. It's a few first samples. One of them is working on the live demo we have here. You can see it. And the point on IQRF is, of course, we have also a version with LAN, which will come later. And the IQRF version will be possible to buy with different kind of power sockets. So it will be possible to be used in different kind of the cables, country by country. So, the NETIO Cobra will be available with the Wi-Fi version or with IQRF. There will be current measurement later on, not now, but it will be available there. So it will be possible to measure the current on every location. And the most significant question, are they available? Yeah, it's very first samples, what we have here now. So the first really certified, because the certification process is something a bit complicated, especially now, because if you know, there is a change since I think 12th June this year. There will be quite significant change in emission standards. So everything have to be measured up to that time. After that, our local authorities don't know how to do it next couple of months, 4 or 5. So we are doing our best with a certification, but first samples available during summer. Please contact me or my colleague here today or tonight if you are interested on these first samples. First standard pieces from standard production will be available at the end of this year. We will do French and German version, and in samples even all the others. So that's something about Cobra products. And for last 8 minutes before we will go for a coffee pause, I would like to introduce a little bit our standard product portfolio, which is focused for the LAN and Wi-Fi products. We have 3 types of product. NETIO 4C is for the cabinets and for the racks with 2 networks. Double antenna product with Bluetooth inside. And different kind of power outlets. There is energy metering in double antenna version. And we have serial port because, as I said, these products are programmable in Lua. So you can write your own code, and based on your code, you can search for some strings on the serial port and control something. It's used for switch off and switch on some backup systems in the cabinets during the UPS reports alarm or the reports shutdown or things like that. We have Bluetooth for connect with special sensors. And these 3 products, where the biggest one is NETIO for all. You see, I love the icons, maybe too much. Very briefly saying, this product can be access point, so you have a power sockets which are also access point to your network. It can be bridge, it can be separated networks, it depends. We have 2 versions. We have a version with the French power sockets type or with German Schuko. It can be energy metering inside. There are many applications. And it's possible to connect with third-party hardware. So, for example, there is a thermometer, which is measuring the temperature. The temperature is available in the XML file. And the power sockets are reading the value and based on that switching on, switching off. Shortly, the NETIO are smartest network power sockets you have ever seen. The biggest version was this, with single antenna product, does not have the energy metering, and has only 1 antenna, no Bluetooth. Otherwise, it's more or less the same. And I would like to share one application which I personally like very much, because it's a usage case from the multiplex cinema. And the multiplex cinema in hall like this is super audio system with 8 or 10 circuits for the audio in different zones. The only one problem is that this kind of super audio system is a little bit eating energy. It's eating energy even when it's not playing, as they learned me on the university and was not able to understand that because I every time understand only to the digital things, but it is like that. So this multiplex of the cinemas reduced the power consumption by 38% simply by switching off the audio system when there was not screening of the movie. There are basic functions like the scheduler inside the product, or IP Watchdog, which is quite useful function for the networking customers. And the last one product is the NETIO 4C for the cabinets. Yeah, the power outlets as a standard IEC 320 power sockets or power plugs. 2 Ethernets to be able to daisy chain it, and as I said, serial port for special applications. The same in text. A bit of applications. And because today everybody needs to control everything from his mobile phone, even we personally believe much more to MQTT application on the router or on the cloud. It's possible to control through mobile app. And in the end, again, the script. So the script you write is running in the power sockets. The script is in the power socket is quite a useful thing because you can define the shutdown scenario or power up scenario when the central power is going up or down or other things. We are in the end. The last one thing we have inside is a lot of application notes because to have a product which is complicated like that is it's not so easy to show it to the customers. So we have a lot of application notes which you can download and have a step-by-step guideline how to connect with this unit or that unit. And because we have a coffee pause, thank you for your attention. And if you have any questions, me and my colleague are here today or tonight. Thank you very much.